We just have a quick address by Scott Boston, the coordinator of Bowling Green, Ohio Tea Party Patriots. He also was a big player in the 9/12 March on D.C. and this latest healthcare march that they did while they almost passed the bill. Here's Scott.
Thanks, Connor. Thank you for coming today. This is a fantastic event, and I'm really glad that we're able to be here on the campus of BGSU in the Free Speech Zone doing this. As Connor said, I met Melissa actually at the 9/12 March on Washington, where I met also when I had the privilege of standing on the west face of the Capitol and watch 1.7 million of my fellow Americans march towards me down Constitution Avenue. It was quite a sight, and maybe I know some of you were there to see it as well in person. I've gone back to DC a couple times since then to help with the healthcare debate and others. But shortly after, my first involvement in the Tea Party movement came very early. I went to an event here in Toledo last year on April 15th. Maybe many of you were there. And I saw, and that led to my early involvement. I am the local coordinator here of Bowling Green, Ohio Tea Party Patriots. I am the state co-coordinator for Ohio for Tea Party Patriots. I'm on the National Leadership Council as well for Tea Party Patriots. Many of our friends back there in the back, I know, belong to a group called Freedom, which it describes itself as a non-hierarchical organization that's devoted to social causes and social awareness and education. And when I read that on their website, I thought, well, that could describe the Tea Party Patriots, because that's exactly what we are. We are a non-hierarchical organization devoted to civic engagement and education. And I just wanted to read a little bit here. This is our core values and mission statement, both locally and nationally. And I am proud to say that I was influential in the drafting of this document, and or was a primary drafter of the core values and mission statement nationally for Tea Party Patriots as well. So here we go. We have 3 core values: fiscal responsibility, fiscal responsibility, right? Not the right to exercise, the right to spend your money as you choose. Constitutionally limited government, and free markets. And we say that fiscal responsibility is important because fiscal responsibility by government honors and respects the freedom of the individual to spend the money that is the fruit of their own labor. A constitutionally limited government designed to protect the blessings of liberty must be physically responsible, or it must adjust its citizenry to high levels of taxation that unjustly restrict the liberty our Constitution was designed to protect. The runaway deficit spending we now see in Washington, D.C. compels us to take action because we know that a heavy burden of national debt is a grave threat to our national sovereignty and to the personal and economic liberty of future generations. Constitutionally limited government. We, the members of the Tea Party Patriots, are inspired by our founding documents and regard the Constitution of the United States to be the government our founders set forth and stand in support of that intent. Like the founders, we support states' rights for those powers not expressly stated in the Constitution, as the government is of the people, by the people, and for the people. In all other matters, we support the personal liberty of the individual within the rule of law. And free markets, finally. A free market is the economic consequence of personal liberty. The founders believed that personal and economic freedoms were indivisible, as do we. Our current government's interference distorts the free market and inhibits the pursuit of individual and economic liberty. Therefore, we support a return to free market principles on which this nation was founded and oppose government intervention in the operations of private businesses. That's what we're about in the Tea Party movement. Now that may be boring, but I don't see anything in there about loving Republicans over Democrats, or this isn't about left or right on the political spectrum. It's about more or less on the liberty spectrum. It's about, I'm very upset with many Republicans, as I am with many Democrats. There are some conservative Democrats that are willing to stand for these positions, and when I find them, I support them. Republicans that oppose them, I don't have any time of day for. My parents took me to my first rally when I was a child. It was a Ronald Reagan event at the Gateway Arch in St. Louis. And Reagan had a wonderful phrase that he used, of course, when dealing with the Soviet Union, which was trust but verify. And as citizens, that is a useful phrase right now. For too long, we have trusted our national government to do what was right, to do what we've elected them to do. And we need to verify. That is our job as a citizen, to keep them on track. So go out, get involved in the local level, become a precinct person, get involved in any political party you're involved in, and move them back to liberty. We are the true radicals. We stand for the most radical political idea in the history of the world, which is the rights of the individual. We stand for personal and economic liberty, which is the most radical political idea in the history of the world. And it is the very liberty that they are exhibiting back there, which is fine. And I applaud them. And we had a town hall earlier, and we announced it because we knew we were going to be here. And when we asked people to come up, none of you approached the mic. No one did. I'll be happy to speak with anyone who wishes after, and we can have a really great discussion. Up next, though, we're going to have a fantastic keynote. This has been a great event. Go out, get involved. Go to Bowling Green, Ohio, Tea Party Patriots, and get involved. Go to the Children of Liberty. Go to the teapartypatriots.org. Get involved. Get involved in the movement. Get involved in this country. Take your country back. November 2nd, here we come.
All right, thanks a lot, Scott.